Oh, yeah, man, what the hell was that? Yeah, I got the dog in me. This just hurt my arm. Hello again, driving. Well, I had to get this crap out of my throat anyway, and what was going on anyway? I mean, Trump is being an asshole, and then therefore everybody else has to be assholes about it. I mean, we got to insult you folks. They made light of the damn thing. Said we were just joking. Did we? A lot of things I have done in my videos, I don't apologize for. And if I'm going into a characterization concerning about something which I really, really hate at this point over here, and I don't like doing this shit, but I'm doing it anyway because I'm insulting everybody. I'm insulting our country. I am insulting the person across from me and on the camera. I'm insulting our government, our people, our way of life, everything concerning about my country. Worse it off, I insulted God and Jesus because I don't think they have that much of a sense of humor. And if they do, they're better people than I am, Gunga Din. Do I have that much anger and hatred? Probably. But if I say it with sarcasm, does it work? And invading Halifax just to stick our face in your butts? Or is it worse than that? We're going to tell you that we are better than you are. We're going to show that because, I'm sorry, are we going to be allowed to come across the borders? Are we going to be allowed to come into Canada at this point over here? Will we not be harangued because we are the Trumplicants of the United States of America? Okay, ask me the question. You didn't ask the question. Am I or am I not a Trumplicant? As I try to think about an answer at this point over here, I'm still dealing with the dog that yawns. It will give me but a moment to put her down. To do a complete hating and loathing and absolute unequivocal answer on this one. Am I trying to hide from the bastard? Am I trying to find some good way of saying something positive or less insulting because it might be coming down my throat or ready to chop my head off with a boomerang? Or fate may just decide that even if I don't answer, it's still going to bite me in the ass. And if I try to do a legalized way of trying to say things, the intention and purity of the answer, as well as the meaning, is still there. Did I tap dance enough? Do I believe in a Trump? If you really want me to answer that one, then you're going to have to deal with a finger gesture. Why, you think I was going to finger you with the middle? Let's be gross about it, shall we? This bastard, I can say every loathsome, ugly thing and realize that it's going to be biting me in the ass eventually upstairs. And everybody who thinks like him or wants to be like him or wants power and money and fame like that, trying to make a name for themselves in history that they were associated with this megalomaniac. It's like, I want to do something that's going to be construed as one of the worst behaviors of a human being can actually do on the camera without trying to break the zeros and ones a great deal. That being said, yeah, I got a problem with this asshole. I can go off on a sailor's mouthy rant. I think I talked to you a long time ago, Reverend, on some of the videos. My mouth can be pretty bad. I would make people be insulted. There was one time I was very quick on insults, and that I would make you pissed off in a second. As soon as I found your button, it was pushed. You were doomed. I did that to my brother all the time. He had to hold back every single time. I could see the gears clicking in behind his eyes. He wanted so much badly not to insult me, but to beat the crap out of his younger brother. But, yeah, Ma had to get between us a lot. Because I could push his buttons, but also Ma could push his buttons. And they did really have a problem with his anger issues. Bruce Banner would have an issue with my brother. But my brother doesn't hulk out as much, or used to. But I had seen his anger get himself into trouble so many times. And he had that temper. Mine's subdued. My mind's there. I've got a temper. I've got an insulting thing. My wit. And if I could find some way to insult the living crap out of you while doing it into a weird, funky voice to prove a point, and if you did get either insulted, laughing, or whatever, I got your ass. Got handed. I put it in a service. I put it into a tennis racket and served it to you. But if I didn't, I got foul all the time. Damn it. Or I hit the net again. Is it righteous for us to keep insulting? No, but if it's the only way for me to do my damage on you, I will. And yes, I have to make amends for these things. Only if I'm feeling really lousy about it. If I got my conscience really denigrating me to the point where I'm saying, okay, either you do this or... Yeah. And Karma's like, please, please, do it the other way so I can get to you. Yeah. And then I get to see Fate at this point over here. If I happen to do one particular action at it, I'm going to have my head handed on a platter back to myself. Insults have a way. Insults has a way. They're boomerangs, Reverend. Even for the people we don't even like, they're boomerangs. Especially with those that we deal with on a constant basis. Piss us off too much to where we don't know what we're saying or doing in a moment. And we think we do. Do we? Do we honestly? Am I honestly ready to do something dastardly and nastardly? And is it worth it? Somebody already tell me about that one, isn't it? And yet. But how am I not supposed to be able to deal with it? I'm giving myself the... what am I giving myself? Well, I'm insulting myself. That's what I'm doing. I'm insulting thing. I'm insulting that. I'm insulting. Why? Because it is. Because if it isn't, then we've got a problem, don't we? But I'm a fool. I'm an idiot, aren't I? Because that's who and what I am. In dealing with the Trump, there has to be a way of attacking this guy one way or another. And we'd probably think, no, it's not Christian for us to attack. Because we're not supposed to attack. We're supposed to love the bastard. Despite the fact that the bastard is trying to get a handle on us. Now, it was never said in the Bible that, at least not that I recalled, Jesus was dealing with a hell of a lot of people insulting the living crap out of him. But he probably was when he was walking through from the court all the way to the cross, and he was getting yelled and screamed at. But as for what was recorded, paper, parchment, and stone, and scripture, nothing. Because Jesus was bearing it all. Jesus was bearing it all. And he probably heard a lot of epithets coming out of people who think and laughing that they think it was a joke. Much like I try to use this thing as a joke to make an insulting remark about how things are supposed to be. Do I really want the United States to be enclosed and barred up? And we're doing that to ourselves. Do we not understand this? Do we not realize what we're doing to ourselves? Or are we not protesting enough until we see the bars around us? Then what? Then we protest? We should be throwing the tyrants out of damn offices, but we don't. So yeah, I sent a video out to the world on this one. I sent a video out to the world and telling them, avoid us like the plague we are, because we have done this to ourselves and we're doing this to the damn world. Of what our insanity is at this point over here. And nobody accepts responsibility, accountability, transparency, and they're not going to say a damn word about it. Now we fucked ourselves over in this one. Nobody's going to admit it. Nobody wants to accept it. Nobody wants to acknowledge it or have anything to do with it. But I'm saying this to the world. We did this to you guys, but we did this mostly to ourselves. And what was considered our allies now are considered enemies. Because we've got a lunatic we voted in office, we can't even get the hell out of here until it's the end of his frickin' term. And there's no guarantee he's going to do a second term and just walk out. Because the Trumplicans will want him in power indefinitely. And they want to have that power, and they will fight like hell to have it. They will make us tear us apart in a civil war. And the thing is, I'm afraid of is not just muskets and the pellets that came out of them. What I'm afraid of, Reverend, is worse. I may have been conditioned with a hell of a lot of media stuff down my throat. People's creative interpretations. But also history, what they had gone through. There had been people back in the 80s in Tiananmen Square protesting. They had their own Statue of Liberty, which got thrashed by the Chinese government. And the Chinese government sent out tanks. Armored weaponry. One guy comes out with a damn flower, halts a row of tanks, climbs on the damn thing, and hands the flower to the guy. We never knew what happened to the Tiananmen guy. But that was out there still. You talk about inspiration right there and telling the system to go bite me on this one. By the use of a flower. By the use of something that was so seemingly beautiful. How are we not supposed to be inspired by that? And they all got arrested because they still believed in liberty. And unfortunately, in the United States of America, liberty, we had to fight the British government with lead balls and muskets and cannon fire. Do we have to do that to our own damn people? Let's see, 1860, ring a bell? And they still love and want their guns. Despite how many people we have gotten killed over the past several decades because of this shit. And they think a gun was going to be the only way to solve an answer. What scares me is looking outside. Normalcy outside. Suddenly, in 1 second or 1 day, thrumming of choppers and the rolling vehicles coming down the street, the bands, armored cats, soldiers dressed for war. And the one dumbass decision to change everything. And to tell them, you want a war? Do you really want the bloodshed, guys? Do they really want to push it? Do we really want to respond to this? Do we have to respond to this? I understand about the anger towards the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire has already expanded. This is our own freaking creation in America. And if the courts won't do it, then we got no choice. I know, there's always a choice. If they say no, we don't. You're an American, you got the pride, you got the arrogance going on. But if they're going to allow it, then America I know is gone. But here's the thing. We weren't looking for the bloodshed anyway. We were trying to find ways to avoid it. They argued with the King George on this one before somebody did the shot. And as for 1860, we had arguments with the southern states, with their confederacy. But there was no way to avoid it. I have never seen our country, my country, coming close to this annihilation. Will the military actually wage war? Because that's what the administration wants. And through its little racist little assholes who want that kind of power going on through their head, they are forcing Americans to do a civil war on each other. As if history wasn't relevant enough as it is. Now, I could try making all the sarcastic remarks and all their voiceovers and characterizations left and right, but it doesn't solve a damn thing. I'm pissed. I'm angry. Slow burning. Smoldering. I don't want to be called up. I'm too damn old and fat and broken down. I don't want the idea of doing something rather rash that either starts the damn process or is part of that process. And I'm already part of it. As a patriotic to want peace. A peace at any cost by selling out everything and anything that makes it what it is. I really, really want to do this. I got a dog that needs attending to. More of a priority than anything else we got going on. And I'm still asking myself, what the hell are we doing now? If I was really, really getting into it, I would probably say, we're fucked. And then somebody's going to be saying, what do you think? Be a smart ass remark on that one saying Cleveland. And I wouldn't be surprised that part of the Texas's Democratic Party is over in Cleveland. Why do we do that?